And the most important thing about NGM College is that it provides an opportunity for an overall development. What I am today is largely due to the support I got from the college from day one I joined till today. Varam Oru Karuthu, so many programs I can keep on listing. Today, if I have to fix a tagline for this program, that should be Katrathu Kaimannalavu, Kalladhathu Udakalavu. The lockdown is going on. Principal has beautifully summarized the happenings in the country and also the global scenario. During the lockdown, if we don't learn anything new, it does mean that we have missed a golden opportunity and we also lack discipline. In the CV of aspiring businessmen as well as youngsters, definitely something is going to be a common feature. That is, what are the workshops people attended and what are the workshops which people anchored. This will definitely be a part of the CV for everyone henceforth. If there is anything which is the most unbelievable thing in life, if we have to brand something as the most unbelievable thriller, it is not any such movie, rather it is a four-letter word called life. It has so many ups and downs, so many twists and turns. Many people who began their career in scratch have now climbed the top of the ladder. One proud example I can think of is Sundar Pichai. How we use the present opportunities is what matters. A child is born, and when a child is born, the child is new to the world and the world is new to the child. So from that moment, the external journey begins. Every child is a born quizzer. In fact, that was how I wanted the topic to be, but later on I changed my mind and rephrased the topic as everyone is a born quizzer. The reason is very simple. All of us are children basically, but sometimes when we grow, we forget that we are children. So if I had framed the topic as every child is a quizzer, adults will think that it is not a topic for them. That is why I had to rephrase the topic as everyone is a born quizzer. Quiz is always a buzzing word. Wheel was a buzzing word in the Paleolithic period. In the Neolithic period, fire was a buzzing word. And after so many years of gap, aeroplane was a buzzing word, radio was a buzzing word, internet became a buzzing word. Till today it's a buzzing word, ATM. But if there is one word which is an evergreen buzzing word, that word is quiz. From 2000, I have been associated with quiz. But if I say that I am associated with quiz from 2000, it is wrong. From 1993 onwards, I am associated with quiz, but actively associated with quiz from the year 2000, the moment I became a teacher in Bharati Vidya Bhavan, Kodaikanal. From 2000 to 2006, journey was excellent, and then I continued the journey in CARS. Coimbatore has always been a hub of quizzing, next to Bengaluru and Chennai. I always say that when a child is born, according to Hindu philosophy, we say that Krishna is born. If a boy is born, we say that Krishna is born in our family. And if a girl is born, we say that Mahalakshmi is born in our family. But ideally, if a child is born, we should say that a quizzer is born in the family. Let me share with you a quote by Pablo Picasso. Picasso says, every child is an artist. The problem is to remain an artist once they grow up. We just have to replace the word artist with the word quizzer. Every child is a born quizzer. The only challenge we have is to sustain the interest in the child to become a quizzer. Now, the most important thing, if a child is a born quizzer, does the child continue to be a quizzer? Answer is yes. The child continues to be a quizzer. But circumstances decide whether the child's quizzing skills will grow or will be at stake. So here comes the role of parents, teachers, and the society. When a father takes a child or when a mother takes a child for a walk, the child asks numerous questions, starting from how do the kites fly, how do the traffic signals work, and how do the birds fly. Because everything draws the attention of the child. Let's not forget that the child is not someone who needs only breakfast, lunch, and supper. The child also needs food for thought and fuel for thought. As a teacher, I always encourage that children should ask questions and should get their doubts clarified. What happens if they don't get the doubts clarified is that it gets multiplied and stays in their brain as a fixed deposit. In Mahabharata, we have a classic episode of a quizzing session, rather from a quizer's point of view. That is the session in which Yaksha tries to test the intellectual capabilities of the Pandavas. When I was a teacher of English way back in 1995, I had the privilege of teaching a lesson known as Enchanted Pool, which is nothing but an extract from Mahabharata written by Chakravarti Rajagopalachari, which is truly an awe-inspiring and a soul-stirring chapter. Yaksha asks questions and one by one he gets the answer. The most important thing is, children are the gifts of any generation. If we live in 20th century, we can say that children are the gifts of present day generation. If we are in 18th century, probably in those times also, we would have said the same thing. Children are the gifts of any generation. Now, the most important thing about children is that they are ready to adapt themselves to any environment. So, I'm here to share with you 6 important steps which are involved in bringing up a child as a quizzer. But before that, first we should know that every child is in a ready mood or a ready mode to be a quizzer. The 6 key features or the 6 key components are: number 1, children are current. Number 2, initiatives are like initials before or after a name. Number 3, allow the hammering to happen. And number 4, search for the nectar, never stops. Number 5, attend every festival. And number 6 is the tipping point. So these are the 6 points that I would like to address in my webinar today. Now, let me start with the first one. Children are current. Every child is like a high voltage live electric wire. We need to touch them with extreme caution. As teachers, we assess them. We know that every child is capable of becoming a brilliant human being. Parents also. But down the line, the damage happens because of lack of encouragement or our inability to tap the inherent potential in a child. Some children who are very curious to know the world are branded by teachers and fellow classmates as ADHD cases, attention deficit, right, cases. Now, if somebody has this ADHD, there are certain symptoms. But let's not conclude that people have ADHD just because they ask questions in the class. Children are, when I say children are very current, let me give you an example. When I was in school, Tom and Jerry was the talk of the town. So naturally, I grew up in that generation. And today, Marvel characters. That's why today is very easy to crack a website or anything else which is owned by children, because most of the password happens to be the Marvel characters whom they admire the most. Just by clicking the Facebook profile, you know, and the rest happens in no time. Children are more current. When 2000 currency was introduced, children showed much interest to know its features than the adults. Adults only showed interest in getting the currency from the bank and keeping it in their locker, whereas children showed interest in knowing the features of the currency. As the saying goes in English, one story appears to be good till the other story is heard. Once the next currency is introduced, children will start examining the features of that particular currency, that current they are. Let me give you an example. Unless we are current, we can't stay in the present day world. Most of you must have watched the Jio ad, 5G ad, in which they show the farmers using the internet, but they don't stop with it. They also show school children attending online classes. It is through these current ads that advertisement agencies are able to capture the imagination of children. Same way, quiz trainers and teachers should try the best to tap the potential of the children by discussing topics which are more current. Of course, when I say this, let me tell you, being a history teacher, I deal with the past. So what I do in my classes is that I try to link the past with the present happenings so that children stay alert and alive in the class. As the saying goes, if we are not update, we are out of date. For instance, when we learned B.Ed as teachers, many of us never had a paper called online teaching, but today somehow we are able to survive. But henceforth, there has to be a paper in B.Ed, otherwise the succeeding generations will find hard. Most of us, including myself, were born in the analog generation. Now we have moved into the digital generation. Who knows what future has in store for us? So being current is always important, whether from a child's point of view or from our point of view. Our response to the current situation is what helps us to scale greater heights. That is why these type of intellectual programs help. There are some quiz competitions where I have observed that some adults will sit in the audience side and they would move the lips constantly when questions are asked. I have spoken to some of these adults and what they have told me is interesting. Some of them have told me that, sir, I wanted to be a quizzer in my childhood, but there was no encouragement. Now there are platforms, therefore I am sharing answer. But those adults, some of them are very sensible. They don't prompt the answer because the participants sitting on the stage can easily comprehend the lip movement. But at the same time, we see them giving the answers as if they are chanting continuous mantras. Today, apps like InShots are being downloaded by youngsters. This itself is a testimony to the fact that children are more current. Today's saying is, tell me the website or app which you are using, I will tell who you are. Once it used to be, tell me your friend, I will tell who you are. Now let us move on to the second point. The second point which I would like to share is that initiatives are like initials. Initiatives are like initials which we add before the name or after the name. Right. Now, every initiative has its own value and its own importance. We can't underestimate any initiative, or at the same time, we can't overestimate any initiative. Now, the most important thing about initiative is that initiatives is what keeps the life moving. Sometimes if you are bored, we need to take some bold initiatives. Those are the initiatives which will take us further. Now, we took one initiative some time back. That initiative was circulating a survey. And in the survey, we asked many questions. I'm here to share 4 such questions that we have asked and the answers we got from people. Of course, we involved only 49 students in the survey. We didn't involve only the quizzes who are hardcore quizzes or die-hard quizzes. We covered a heterogeneous group. The first question was, have you ever realized that general knowledge has removed the misconception that has troubled you over a period of time? The second was, has the acquisition of general knowledge strengthened your level of confidence? The third one was, are you aware that acquisition of knowledge doesn't stop with schooling and higher education? The last one is, has the accumulated knowledge ever created superiority or inferiority complex in you? The results were staggering. We converted the data into pie charts, and we came to know that most of the answers were very sensible answers. This stands testimony to the fact that children value knowledge like anything else. That is why I told you that we have to take some initiatives which will help the children to come up in life. One such initiative which we should take is that we should tell the children that these 6 qualities, the 6 qualities which I am going to emphasize now, are very important for them to launch a career as a quizzer or to gain an identity as a quizzer. The first is, they should not allow complacency to creep in. okay, I have learned the capitals of 50 countries. What is there to learn? That should never happen. Second, eyes and ears are the two powerful gateways of knowledge that should be communicated to a child starting from day one. And third, sharing of knowledge is sacred. If we tell the neighbors that tomorrow is the last day for polio vaccination, that itself is a sharing of knowledge. Fourth, we should not take anything on its face value. I've heard from so many people that Tipu Sultan's photo is there in the NASA. I sent a mail to somebody who was working in NASA in those days and got it confirmed. Of course, today by the click of a button, you can learn it from Google and other search engines. And next one is, it's better to cross-check facts. Not everything that we come across in the internet is true. And then children should be told that jotting down notes and developing a data bank of their own helps them later on in life. And the last but not the least is, children should always be told a constant reminder is required. And they should be told that curiosity is a starting point of research. Now you might wonder why I insisted all these points. There is a specific reason behind this. Now I'll tell you what is it. See, of the points that I want to highlight today, out of 6 points, the most important point from my point of view is that initiatives should be taken at a very early stage. Now, every initiative is important from a child's point of view. One initiative which I appeal to the parents is this. Always tell your child that your child's memory is razor edge. Positive reinforcement helps. Even if you forget the ATM pin, your children will remember it. Of course, once we tell the ATM pin to the children, what happens over a period of time is our bank balance starts depleting, right? But nevertheless, what we should not forget is that their intellectual balance also start growing, right? The moment we empower them, right? So one thing we should do is that we should constantly tell the children that they have a razor edge memory. Second, we can create a time called question time. Of course, it is there in joint family system, but we should sometimes, what we are doing today is reinventing the wheel. Question time has to be there in every family where children should be allowed to ask questions. I remember one child asked a question, wanted to ask a question but never asked. The child asked the question only at the end of a science symposium. The question was that if a cobra is injected with an antidote and if that cobra bites someone, what about the chances of survival for the person bitten by the cobra which has been injected with an antidote? Beautiful question. The scientist took the child in his car and started explaining the answer, and he took 3 hours to explain. But unfortunately, the child didn't ask this question on the stage. So children should be motivated to ask question. That should be the first initiative. And if we live in an apartment, let's wait for this lockdown to get over. We can conduct quizzes in apartment. We can even ask who is residing in room number 5 in first floor. These are things which should be known to children, right? And always remember that incentives work like anything. I remember in the year 2000 when the Kargil war was going on, one grocery store which was coming up in Coimbatore conducted a quiz. It was called instant quiz, and the participants were given an instant reward that happened to be instant noodles. So many students who answered, who took part in the quiz, I know very well their intellectual bandwidth. Later on they told me that, sir, we were able to get answers correct because the motivation was rewarding. We like noodles, therefore we tried our best to figure out answers, and most of the answers were correct. Now, one such initiative I would like to point out. A couple of years back we were on an educational tour, and one of our parents sponsored snacks for us in Mumbai airport. What they did was, each student was given a fruity. In each fruity, something was pasted. An amazing fact was typed, a printout was taken, and it was pasted on each fruity Tetra Pak. These may look like small initiatives, but these are the initiatives which are important to trigger a knowledge-oriented sense in the minds of students. I know one colleague of mine, when she got wedding, when her wedding was fixed, she came home to serve the wedding invitation. At the back side of the wedding invitation, she printed the names of the inventors and inventions. Right? Why not we do certain unique things to promote knowledge? because that is the need of the hour. We should always remember that innovation is a constant endeavor. Paper is available A3 and A4 size. If researchers have not gone ahead with the research, today you and I will be using only one type of paper and we'll be tired of it. The third point which I would like to emphasize is that we should allow the hammering to happen. Right? This is what I mentioned in my previous webinar also. Every setback makes us to sit back and think. By hammering, what I mean is sometimes if children give wrong answers, they learn from it. That's it. So we should allow such hammering to happen. Children are like kites. They fly at different heights. That is what we need to understand as adults. In our life, we can escape from any situation, but not from our conscience. At the end of the day, as a teacher, many times I have felt that I shouldn't have used one particular word at one particular moment. So we do self-introspection. The same self-introspection is required from a child's point of view, and we parents should nurture this spirit from day one. I remember some of my students were taken for a quiz competition to Sachidananda Jyoti Niketan Kalla, and they couldn't answer a few questions which the quizmaster asked. Of course, he is also one of the participants today, Mr. Murugeshan. The quiz question which was asked was, who is known as Haryana Hurricane? One of our participants didn't know the answer, but later on what happened to that participant is a history. And today he is one of the leading quizzers in Coimbatore. So sometimes we should allow the hammering to happen. I remember having taken part in the quiz, Hindu and World quiz. I was in the audience side. P.V. Ramanan he gave the English word and asked us to come up with the Tamil equivalent for it. The answer is Jadikai. He gave the English word for Jadikai and asked us to translate it to Tamil. I couldn't do it and I felt very ashamed that I didn't know this for a long time. And also, he used to ask questions for which the answer will be like Uthukadu Venkata Subbayar, Carnatic compositions, things like that, which are very important, at the same time not known to many of us. Of course, quizmasters are there to make the unknown known. A couple of days back only I came to know that the full form of CVV, which we find at the backside of a debit card, is a card verification value. I didn't know it. That's why in some of the quizzes, the tiebreaker question will most probably be full form of RAC, full form of SIM card, SIM, and full form of FM radio, FM. These are simple things which we think that children know, sometimes they may not know. But if they don't know, no problem, they will know it by attending quiz competitions. Rudyard Kipling wrote a poem, and he says in his poem that he always relies on 6 honest serving men. Who are these 6 honest serving men? How, where, who, what, why, and when. So when children are on a question mode or on a question mood, these things will flow from their mouth, and the answers they get will be rewarding for them as well as for the succeeding generations. The fourth point, I would like to come to the fourth point. The fourth point is search for nectar never stops. Movie is a very powerful source to improve knowledge. So we should tell the students that there is no harm in watching movies. In fact, as quizzers, we ask so many questions from movies. In the movie Padmavat, there is a dance which happens in front of a historical fort in Rajasthan. These things appear as quiz questions. So if you want your children to win quiz competitions, they have to watch movies. I remember Kamal Haasan movie Vikram, in which Karni Mata temple is shown, and that was a temple through which I came to know that such a temple exists where rats are being revered and worshipped. Of course, in the Endiran movie, by listening to the song, children will know who was Isaac Asimov. Right? Slumdog Millionaire movie, probably the content was shocking to the Western world, but not to the Indians. Everyone's life in India is almost like the Slumdog Millionaire movie. There are so many things which are consciously getting embedded in our mind, and when the occasion comes, we pour out. The search for nectar never stops, but what we should do is that we should encourage children to move from local to global. For instance, UMS stands for United Motor Service. This was started by G.D. Naidu. This should be known to the children first before we tell them about Hyperloop. Recently, I happened to listen to the speech of the MLA from Polachi, which was circulated as a WhatsApp video. This was a speech in which the MLA of Polachi is seen requesting the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu to declare Polachi as a district. He quotes convincing examples from history. This is what we need to tell the children. Research matters the most. They are more current, but if they do more research, the search for nectar will never stop. If every child is alert, believe me, the KBC organizers will become bankrupt in an overnight. They have to keep on issuing checks. Either they need to make the question tougher or they need to change the show into something. Keep your eyes and ears open is advice which we need to give to children, whether they like it or not, because that is what helps us later on when they get into jobs. No learning opportunity should be missed. That is why today I am recording my speech, so that children who miss the speech today can listen to it at any given point of time based on their convenience. In schools, every period is a JK period. An English teacher steps into the class and teaches about William Shakespeare. He introduces Shakespeare as Bard of Avon. Who knows, that can be a quiz question later on. The civics teacher tells the child that 52 seconds is the duration of national anthem. Who knows, that can be a quiz question later on. Even during physical education classes, when teachers tell them about rare and unique games like zorbing, children learn from teachers. Recently, I administered a homework to our children. The homework was come up with some futuristic headlines. Some of the futuristic headlines children came up with were amazing. This tells us that children's capabilities are growing higher day by day. There was another assignment which I assigned to students a couple of days back. The assignment was about stereotyping. And here I would like to share some examples which students came up with. One child mentioned in the homework, the child says, when I was in 6th standard, I used to think that only men can run with gun and arrest the criminals. Only now I am realizing that women can also do this. Another child has mentioned that he used to think that a person can carry only 6 or 7 bricks till he saw a man who was carrying 20 bricks. So what we learned from these submissions is that children are observing. All these things were observed by children when they were in 6th standard. Now they are sharing it when they have reached 10th standard. The most important thing that the quest for knowledge is what takes us further and farther in our journey. The next point which I would like to highlight is this. Before I move on to next point, I also would like to add something which was mentioned by one of the students. One child had mentioned very emotionally that his classmates refused talking to him and made fun of him because he is a Keralite. He said, you are from Kerala, and Srishant from your state was the one who got involved in match fixing and spot fixing. And it took some time for the child to understand why the fellow classmates were behaving in that manner. So children are more observant. If we nurture this quality, naturally they will turn into bright quizzes. The 5th point is very, very important. Attend every Quistival. By Quistival, what I mean is festival. Quistival is the most memorable festival in life. Coimbatore is a hub of quizzing. So many quizzing events happen in Coimbatore. Don't think I'm addressing or I'm playing to the galleries only for the Coimbatore parents. Madurai is also a hub of quizzing, Palakkad, so many other places. But since I hail from Coimbatore and presently live in Coimbatore, my knowledge of Coimbatore is far more greater than any other city. Therefore, I would like to share a few things. Children should be allowed to take part in these festivals known as Quistivals, either as participants or as audience first. And here I would like to start with Professor Rangarajan. Professor Rangarajan is a proud alumnus of NGM College. He was the one who made quizzing extremely popular in Coimbatore in recent years. He used to ask questions like, he will show a glove in a PPT and ask, whose gloves are these? The answer for this would be the gloves worn by Abhinav Bindra. And once I saw Professor in Brookfields for a movie, Kaka Muttai, if I am correct, I told my son is also a quizzer, so I told him, be careful, Vaibhav, questions from this movie might appear because Professor is watching this movie. Due to Professor Rangarajan, there are so many people who have gone to the old bookstores in town hall and bought books like Ambali Mama, because he used to ask questions about all important aspects of the yesteryears. And when I wrote a poem on him, in my poem, I mentioned that due to Professor, Coimbatore will earn the geographical identity tag of a quizzing city. The next person whom I would like to mention in this connection is Mr. Aravind. He is a spiritual seeker and a spiritual speaker and a very close associate of Professor Rangarajan. He is maintaining two extremes, spirituality and quizzing. The third is Mr. Nitin, who is a brand manager for Manorama Publications. All of us know Tell Me Why series, a must-read books for children. During his school days, he was a quizzer. During his college days, he was a quizzer. He has taken part in Tata Crucible. And he's a brand manager, but yet his passion for quizzing still stays. Mr. Manu, who currently works in Axis Bank, Coimbatore, is known for his trademark questions. He conducts an annual event called Trishna. Manu is none other than a proud student of Professor Rangarajan. Then comes Catalyst Quiz Corporation by Suri Narayanan, who was also influenced by Professor Rangarajan. And one such person who shaped Suri Narayanan is the librarian of the school, Mr. Shivaraman, who in all probability will be attending this session. Shivaraman sir converted SBOA school library into a temple of learning. Then comes Hariharan, who is currently running a page in Instagram titled Curious Minds. All these are examples. I can cite more, but due to paucity of time, I'm stopping with this. So, children should be exposed to these festivals, quizzes organized by these people and many other quizzing companies. What happens as a result of this is that they come with an enriched experience. Now I come to the last point. The last point which I would like to emphasize is tipping point. Max Gladwell wrote a book called Tipping Point. Tipping point is something which is very important in life. If we don't realize the tipping point, then we will start tilting. Even if we tilt, which side we tilt also matters. Recollection and retrieval are two important things. These are the skills which are required for a quizzer to take part in quizzes and also to succeed in quizzes. I remember one instance where my son took part in a quiz. It was a tough quiz. And in the finals, there was a question for third place. There was a tiebreaker question to decide the third place. The question was, who owns Red Chilli Entertainment? The answer was given in no time, and he was able to get the third place. Retrieval and recollection. In the computer terminology, it's called retrieval. Recollection, in a layman's point of view, are the key factors which help a quizzer to rule the roost, or to have an uninterrupted flow of victories after victories. But things won't happen in overnight. We have to inculcate these habits. I remember Professor Pandurangan in Udmalpet, who was a Rotarian, and he used to conduct quizzes. He used to ask questions from All India Radio. In All India Radio every day, there is a feature called Urangumun Sindane, where they mention a quote at the end of every day. I remember once I heard a quote in All India Radio. The quote was by Edison: 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration is what makes a man genius. The next day, I attended Professor Pandurangan sir's quiz, where this was the first question. Right? So trends in quizzing may keep changing, but if we are observant in day-to-day life, we can succeed as a quizzer. Classmate notebook. Your classmate is a very valuable companion in your school and college life. At the same time, your classmate notebook should not be thrown because they have amazing facts. In case we don't wish to keep notebooks, you can dispose it, but at least by using a cam scanner or any app, take a photo of those amazing facts. Doctors recommend that we should also do eye exercise once in a year. If you read amazing facts, that is a wonderful eye exercise because we keep on raising the eyebrow. These are the facts which make us raise eyebrows. So the 6 points that I have highlighted so far are the ways and means by which we can keep the children engaged, by which every child is bound to be a quizzer. Let me summarize it once. Children are current, Initiatives are like initials before or after a name. Allow hammering to happen. Search for nectar, never stops. Attend every festival. And the last point is the tipping point. Every child has a tipping point, and once the tipping happens, everything, all creative quotient in the child begins to unfold. Before I conclude, I would like to summarize a few things so that I can reiterate the crux of today's talk. Quiz is like a dog that revolves around you. All that the dog needs is a little care, a little of pampering, and food. As I told you, food for thought and fuel for thought, both are important. You can train it if needed. If possible, you can also tame it. Newspaper reading is an open secret in the present day. Like BPO, something is emerging known as KPO. KPO stands for Knowledge Process Outsourcing. For instance, if I don't know how to fold my bedsheet, very soon all these things will become a reality. I can dial a number where they will help me, but I have to pay for it. I'm not kidding, it's true. For example, today it's organized by the Commerce Department. Let me give you an example. If I don't know how to prepare a balance sheet, I have to dial a KPO. They will give me directions. So these things are going to happen in future, right? If a child asks question every day and reads newspaper every day, at the end of the year, the child need not require a yearbook. Only children who don't ask questions in the classroom end up in asking questions, start posting their queries to Quora and other knowledge sharing platforms. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be done. These things are needed. But at the same time, children should be encouraged to show their creativity, to ask more questions during the classes. And one last thing to the parents. If any project is assigned for children, let the child experience it, because every project assigned by a school and college is a journey into the unknown, or rather, it is a knowledge-oriented adventure. If parents help a child, it won't help the child in any way. Parents can be a co-producer of the project, but not the scriptwriter. Parents should never become the scriptwriter of the project, because in today's world, if the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Today we are in 2020, vision year. This is not a year of all pass and e-pass. This is a year of greater significance. There are challenges ahead of us, and we need to overcome all these challenges. And at this juncture, I would like to quote Rabindranath Tagore. He said, "Each time a child is born, through the child, God gives an indication to the mankind that He is not angry with us." So every child is a gift from God. And what we need at this time, the need of the hour, is that we should inculcate in the mind of every child that every child is a global citizen. Like what Socrates said, "I am not a citizen of Athens, I am a global citizen." That's why APJ Abdul Kalam, when he addressed the European Parliament, he began with Kaniyan Pungudanar's statement, "Yadum Ure, Yavaram Kelir." In Sanskrit, people say Vasudeva Kudumbagam. So everyone is a part of this universe. Everyone is a part of the world. Every human being is a contributing citizen and not a competitive citizen. If we nurture children by telling them constantly that knowledge is the need of the hour, we will end up in creating a knowledge-based society, which will be good for Tamil Nadu, which will be good for India, which will be good for Asia, and which will be good for the world. With these words, I would like to conclude my session. Thank you, Arundal, for being so patient. Thank you.